Hello people, welcome to another episode of Josh's Review Corner. On this episode, we are going to be reviewing Limoblaze's most recent project, Young and Chosen. Limoblaze, Nigerian-raised, London-based Afro-gospel singer and songwriter. He has just released his new debut Reach Records project, Young and Chosen. And yes, you did hear me correctly. This is his debut project on Reach Records ever since he signed to them. And in fact, this is the first record that he has dropped in 3 years. So for him to take that much time between projects, he must have something worthwhile to say. And if you've been seeing the lead up to the album, he's been dropping a host of singles such as One Day, such as One Day, Holy Father, and a couple of other singles also dropping. Put It On God, Good God too. All those songs have been lead ups to this album. Now, the way I'm going to give a breakdown of this project is I'm going to talk about the big theme of this project, if there are bigger themes. I'm going to give you my favorite songs from the project. I'm going to give you my least favorite song from the project. And then I'm going to give you, I'm going to tell you, is this an album that is Christian based, that is thoroughly gospel centered, and has that gospel message so present in it? And then 2, I will give you a score of the album and my reasoning. And my reasoning will become apparent throughout the review, but that's how I want to give you the structure. So let's talk about the bigger theme of this project. So the project is entitled Young and Chosen, but if you really go through and listen to the songs and the ideas that he's presenting through these songs, there's not really one central topic that he's focusing on. You have themes of regret and seeking forgiveness. You have themes of just contentment in God's plan for his life. You have themes of patience. You have themes of just praising the Lord for his transformative work in Limoblaze's life. And then also just songs about the Father himself, Jesus, the Lord. And so you have all these different themes present in the album. And if I had to tell you just what the general idea of the album is it is to say how God, no matter what season you're in, is present and is walking through it with you. So that's the central theme. Now let me talk about my favorite tracks from this project. So I want to talk about the track this is easily my favorite track on the entire project, which is the first song, and it is the title track of the album, Young and Chosen. When I first heard this song, it caught my ear very quickly because it sounded a lot like it was produced by What Up RG. Because if you know, What Up RG is also a label mate of his on Reach Records, and he's also featured on the album later on in song 8, Wait. So when I heard this song, the way it sounded when it was produced, it was very What Up RG-esque, and so it made me go and look at the producer credits for the entire album. And here's what I found. For the entire album, it is predominantly produced by 3 people. It's produced by Randay, Ace Harris, and T-Babs. But you have another producer in here who you'll see pops up multiple times on the project. I think he only pops up 2 or 3 times. But he pops up on this title track, Enzo Gran. And that name should sound very familiar to you because Enzo Gran is the man who produces for What Up RG and also is a producer on the rap collective Heaven on Earth. So when I heard this, I could tell that there was something going on here sonically that was very in that What Up RG-esque style of sound. And I think it's wonderful. I think this is something that I would have loved to have seen more on the project, is this sound mixed with Afrobeat. And I think you'll see it on a couple of songs in the project, but I just wish it was more because, oh my goodness, this song is so like sonically catching. The melodies from Limoblaze are really dang strong and just stick in your mind. And obviously just the lyrics about his background and giving the introduction for the album is also heavily present on the project. My only gripe with this project, with this song, sorry, my only big gripe with this song, and it's the biggest gripe with, is that the song is only 1 minute and 5 seconds long. How the heck is this song 1 minute and 5 seconds? This song should easily be 2.5 minutes. If this song was a little bit longer, it might be one of my favorite songs of the entire year. But for sure, this song is my favorite song on the project. Some other songs that I think stand out that I think you should go check out is actually the follow-up song Holy Father. I really love this. I really love the hook. I really love the lyrics. I really love the sound. I really like the sound because yes, it is your typical Afrobeat sound, but it feels like it's not overly produced. Because one of the biggest pitfalls of Afrobeat music, and I would say even contemporary Christian music and gospel music as we know it, is that it is very overproduced, and overproduced to the point to where it's like there's so many effects on this stuff, it just doesn't even sound like a real person made it. It sounds so cold, so mechanical, so formulaic, and I'm not a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of raw, organic sounding music that sounds like it was made with a purpose, and not just a purpose, but it was made with heart. And Holy Father is one of those songs that does it for me. Another song that I think stands out is the song Bless Her. So this song is actually a drill beat mixed on top of Afrobeat, if you could ever believe it. And it's not necessarily one of my favorites, but I would say it's definitely a standout song. And if you're into drill music, this is something that you could potentially go and check out. Another song I want to highlight is the song Wait featuring What Up RG. This is probably my second favorite song on the album. I'm a big fan of What Up RG. But I'm just so in love with the way that this song sounds. In fact, this is probably the second song I heard from the album because it popped up in my release radar on Spotify. So I checked out this song and I absolutely love this song. What Up RG's verse is amazing. The sound of this song once again is amazing. I think, and when you look at the producer credits for that song, it's produced by Enzo Gran again, and I think there's something there for Limoblaze in the future, is that he should be looking towards utilizing Enzo Gran more often for his production. So Wait is another one of those standouts. Another song that stands out to me is the song Transformation. This will be my last standout song, but I really, really like this song. See, when I got into this 3-song lull of One Day, Rest, and Victory, which I don't think Rest or Victory is necessarily a bad song, I just think it's not something that really stands out to me. And at that point, I would feel like I was getting sonically saturated with Afrobeat, and my ears were just becoming bored of what I was hearing. But that song Transformation hits us with a different sound, and in fact, there's like this little wobble effect that's present on the song that I don't know what exactly, if that's a stringed instrument that they've heavily synthesized, or if that's just the synthesizer itself that they've been able to mix up to make that sound. But I love the sound effect on that song, and I actually think it adds a lot of flair to the song. So those are my favorites. But with my least favorite song, and this will be what I think is just my least favorite, it would definitely be Good God 2. I am not a big fan of that song. I don't think Naomi Rain sings bad at all. I don't think Limoblaze does a bad performance on that song at all. But I think it goes to that whole point I was mentioning earlier. This song is the most overly produced song on the entire project, and it does not feel like a real song listening to it. It just feels like this was made for market. You know what I mean? Like it was intentionally made to hit a market and just get numbers, but it doesn't really do it for me. So Good God 2 is my least favorite song on the project. And then going to just my general thoughts, like, is this something that's Christian based? So this is most certainly Christian based. This is something that is heavily gospel centered. If they're looking for something that is gospel music, this is definitely the thing to check out. And if that's what you're looking for, this will hit that goal for you. But another thing I'm going to mention, in addition to the gospel, is just my final score. So the final score I would give this project is a 5 out of 10. And you might say, well, Josh, that's really dang harsh. And I don't think it's that harsh, because I think one of the things you have to consider with this album is that, yes, I do have a good amount of favorites and standouts on this, but I think one of the biggest things that this project suffers from is being overly produced. And I think if some of these songs were produced by a little bit different producers, or they mixed it up with, instead of T-Babs or Randay and Ace Harris producing most of the songs, and you started introducing more Enzo Gran, I think you could get something really great out of this project. So that'd be my only big critique of this project. But on the whole, I definitely give it a 5 out of 10. If you're into, listen, and I'm also not, I'm going to say this too. I'm not going to pretend like Afrobeat is my favorite genre. It's not personally my favorite just because I feel like it is very overly produced. But if you are a fan of Afrobeat, this is definitely for you as well. So would definitely recommend this project. Go check out the songs that I mentioned that are my favorites. Even for the least favorite song, go check that out. You might actually love that song. But just for me, it's not my favorite. But that's how I feel about the album. Let me know how you feel about the album. If you have any thoughts, tell me what your favorite song was on the project down in the comment section below. Okay, guys, I love you. You guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you later.